Good morning, everyone. Happy Sunday. Welcome to a new episode of Sports News Flash at 12. I am your host, Miguel Mike Medina. A lot has been going on. Yesterday was game one of the MLB Division Series, and we're going to start there. Milwaukee Brewers, they had 5 days off, and the manager, he got some great advice from Joe Madden, from Joe Torre, and it all paid off. The Milwaukee Brewers, they were basically done with this game after the second inning. They scored 6 runs in the first inning, 3 runs in the ninth inning. They won this game 9-1, but they're holding on to their breath, especially their fans, because their star player, Jonathan Churio, he left the game in the second inning due to hamstring injury, that same injury that he injured in July 29th against the Cubs. We don't know what's going to happen. We don't know if he's going to miss the rest of the series. He said that he feels fine. Physically, he feels good compared to when he injured in July 29th. So we will see more details about that. Craig Counsell, manager of the Cubs, he used to manage the Brewers. He received boos. He received a lot of boos. These two teams don't like each other. NL Central Division rivals. Their stadiums are only like what, an hour and a half away from each other. So yeah, it's really intense. But the Brewers offense, they were aggressive early on, super aggressive. The Brewers have been a very good team for the last couple of seasons, but they just can't seem to get over the hump and get deep into the playoffs. Christian Yelich, who's the leader of this team, the veteran of this team, one of the best players on the team, he knows how serious this is. And I feel like if there's any team, any Brewers team that should go far in the postseason, it should be this team right here, this 2025 squad. They have everything. They have pitching, they have the hitting, they have the bullpen. Peralta pitched a great game yesterday, 9 strikeouts. Um, and Churio, he had a great game. 3 hits in the first 2 innings. This Brewers team is really talented. So, but the upside about all of this is that they have the day off today. So game two will be tomorrow, and then they have Tuesday off as they will head to Wrigley Field for game three on Wednesday. So there's that. Next up, the Yankees and Blue Jays. The Yankees got absolutely annihilated in that seventh and eighth inning. Blue Jays broke the game open the seventh inning with 4 runs, and they scored 4 runs in the eighth inning as well. Vlad Jr., who had about a month who haven't hit a home run at all, broke in the first inning when he hit a home run. Alejandro Kirk had 2 home runs in this game. He was great. Andres Jimenez had 2 hits. This entire Jays lineup came through. And this is a much more lethal lineup compared to the Red Sox lineup. So the Yankees are not going to have it easy. And many people are not giving the Blue Jays enough chance in the series against the Yankees. I predict the Yankees to win it in 5, but many people are saying the Yankees in 4. Some even say Yankees in 3. So, but this Jays team, this lineup is very good. And defensively, they're one of the best in the league. And they proved it yesterday, not only with the lineup, but with their glove as well. Vlad Jr. made sensational play in the second inning on defense. The outfielding was sensational. The Yankees' opportunity came in the sixth inning. They had bases loaded with no outs, with some of their top hitters at the plate. Aaron Judge failed. Ben Rice failed. Giancarlo Stanton failed. When you don't take advantage of men on base in the postseason, the outcome is not going to be a good one. And to have success in the series, they're going to have to hit men on base. Kevin Gossman, he pitched solid for the Blue Jays, 5 innings, 3 strikeouts, 4 hits, 1 earned run. Aaron Judge usually have success against him. Judge did get some hits off of him, but Gossman, he held up his end. Luis Gil was the starter for the Yankees. Obviously, it was a short outing. It didn't go his way, but he's a talented kid. He's young, and he's going to bounce back. Rogers Stadium was rocking. This was their first postseason win since 2016. That stadium in the postseason is just different. If you saw the 2015 and 2016 postseason, like you could watch on your TV screen that it was shaking in that stadium in those 2 years. And you could sense that feel that is reigniting all over again, that feeling. And I do feel like the Blue Jays are due for a series win. And they set the tone in game one. Even before game one, you have Buck Martinez saying that the Yankees are not that good. And then Evan Boone responded during the press conference that he disagrees with Buck Martinez. The Yankees are a good team, but if you saw this season, they struggle against good teams. Despite them winning 8 in a row to end the season, but that didn't come against 500 and above teams. The Blue Jays went 8-5 against them this season. That's why they won the tiebreaker for the AL East division. So game two is going to be Max Fried. He's going to take the mound for the Yankees. As for the Blue Jays, it'll be Trey Yesavage, who made his debut last month. And he made quite an impression on this team. So this is going to be his first postseason start. Let's see how he will respond. But game two will be today at 4 p.m. The Tigers and Mariners, game one was the best game out of all 4 games. Kerry Carpenter hit a big 2-run home run. Julio Rodriguez was the MVP of that lineup. He hit a home run. That was the Mariners' first postseason home run since the 2001 ALCS, which was in game 2 against the Yankees. He kept the Mariners in the game from offensively standpoint. Both teams deserve a lot of credit in terms of the pitching. Relievers on both ends were great. McKendry, who went 0 for 17 since September 25th, he delivered a big hit in the 11th inning for the Tigers. The Tigers earned this win. I feel like they stole it and earned it at the same time. I know it's weird to say both in the same sentence, but they did, and they grabbed game one, which is very important. Game two, Tariq Schoolball, who will be, again, the AL Cy Young Award winner, he's going to take them out for game two. If you're the Mariners, you do not want to leave Seattle down 0-2. Josh Naylor needs to do better. Eugenio Suarez and playoff Randy Rosarena, all those guys have to step up in game two. And that game is tonight at 8. Last but not least, Dodgers and Phillies. This was the second best game of Saturday's games. Philadelphia, they gave Shohei Ohtani problems in the second inning. JT Realmuto hit 2-run triple. Phillies were up 3-0. But after that, Shohei Ohtani was in control, torturing the Phillies lineup with curveball. Bryce Harper, Kyle Schwarber, Trey Turner, Alex Ball, all of them struggled. They combined for 1 for 18. This game, yes, Shohei Ohtani, besides the second inning, he was sensational. Roki Sasaki, who earned the save, sensational. But I give the game ball to the Hernandez boys. Kike Hernandez, aka Babe Ruth in October, he came through for the Dodgers, and Teoscar Hernandez, a huge 3-run home run to put the Dodgers on top in the seventh inning. I believe it was the sixth or seventh inning, but he hit that go-ahead home run, which was huge. The Dodgers won this game 5-3. Game 2 will be on Monday. Blake Snell will take them on for the Dodgers. That's for the Phillies. They have to win game 2, mandatory. Jesus Luzardo will pitch for the Phillies. I got to give a shout out to Christopher Sanchez. He pitched like an ace in game 1 for the Phillies. And I feel for him because I feel like it was a wasted effort on his part because he didn't get enough run support. The Phillies will miss Zach Wheeler, man. He's out for the season due to blood clot complications due to blood clot. And they're going to miss him, but the lineup has to do their part. They have to do their part. They just had to. In other news, as you know, college football Saturdays is always intriguing. So aside from the Division Series, we have college football. So my day yesterday was, even though I observed the Sabbath and I don't use my phone or my tablet, but on my TV screen, I had to keep up with everything that was happening later on in the day, obviously. Thank God bless YouTube in that regard because they put everything there. But there were a few games that caught my attention. There was this one game that I had on upset alert for days now, and that was Texas and Florida Gators. Florida Gators defense stepped up against the Texas Longhorns. Longhorns, who is one of the best defensive teams in the league. Florida put up 29 points against them. They won this game 29-21. They pressured, blitzed, sacked Arch Manning. Arch Manning made some impressive plays in this game. And I know he's getting hammered by the media and by college football fans all over the place. If I were him, I would not go into social media or turn on the TV because he's getting hammered all over the place. But he did make some good things in this game. But again, because of his last name, people are expecting more from him. But I got to give credit to Florida Gators, man. They came out to play. They earned this victory. I was surprised by their defense. I was surprised by the way they played in general. However, at the end of the fourth quarter, it felt like Florida Gators were telling the Longhorns, come, rally, make something happen. It felt like they were giving them chances to come back to tie the game, but that didn't happen. But the Florida Gators, congratulations. They pull off an upset, and they won. Another upset, and this one was mind-blowing. UCLA defeated Penn State. UCLA earned their first win of the season against Penn State. Penn State, who's ranked number 7, UCLA beat them 42-37. Penn State, who lost a ranked game last week against Oregon, they're now 3-2 this year. This was a stunning victory. I could not believe my eyes when I saw this on TV. UCLA's quarterback, Nico Iamaleava, I think that's how you pronounce his name. He ran for 3 touchdowns and threw for 2 touchdowns. So in total, he had 5. And this was the Bruins' first win of the season after Deshaun Foster got fired. Their offense was aggressive. They were just clicking. This entire game. This is one of the most embarrassing losses for James Franklin as a head coach of Penn State. UCLA put up 446 total yards, and they outrushed Penn State 280 to 121, and they won 10 of 16 on third downs. So James Franklin, just like Arch Manning, they should just stay away from TV and social media. Both Texas and Penn State, this is a lousy Sunday morning for them. And with this loss, Penn State is going to drop. They're going to drop in that AP poll. Kansas State and Baylor, this was, my favorite game of Saturday's games. Baylor were trailing by 14 points in the fourth quarter. 14. And they came back to beat Kansas State 35 to 34. Thanks to a 53-yard field goal with 31 seconds left by Connor Hawkins. Huge win by Baylor. Just a huge win. Kansas State, they had a chance to win it on a 53-yard field goal by Luis Rodriguez, but it got blocked with 2 seconds left. So again, I suggest go watch the highlights because that was a epic comeback, just epic. Uh, this other news, it was presented to me when I woke up this morning. A friend of mine shared this with me, and it's a surprising news, something I did not expect. And that's to do with former NFL quarterback Mark Sanchez. Mark Sanchez, who's a current Fox Sports analyst, he was stabbed in downtown Indianapolis early Saturday morning and was later arrested on charges that include battery. And that's based on information that the authorities put out. The Indianapolis Metropolitan Police Department said on social media that a man was stabbed during a physical disturbance between two men around 2:30 a.m., 12:30 a.m., late night hours. The person who was stabbed was taken to a hospital and remained in stable condition, police said. Which that turned out to be Sanchez. He was charged on battery with injury, unlawful entry of a motorcycle, and public intoxication. The police, they did not give details about what happened during the incident. They said that Sanchez, he remained hospitalized, and he has not been booked into jail. Fox Sports, they put out a statement saying the following: our thoughts and prayers are with Mark, and we ask that everyone please respect his and his family's privacy during this time. So far, there's no names mentioned of who did the stabbing. Police said that both men involved were not local residents and have received medical treatment following the assault. So this is a investigation that is still going. And according to the police, that the detectives, they have seen video footage of it. Mark Sanchez, who played for a variety of teams such as the Jets, the Eagles, Cowboys, Broncos, and the Bears. He has been his analyst career began after he retired. He retired in 2019, and he started with ESPN, and he's been with Fox ever since 2021. So yeah, that was a news that I did not expect. So I can only think about his family in this situation. So because when stuff like this happens to someone, I always think about the family first. Next up, last but not least, talk a little bit about tennis. How about Amanda Anisimova? After she lost the U.S. Open to Arena Sabalenka, for many athletes, psychologically, mentally, they don't recover from that because they've made it so far that it's hard for them to keep that momentum going, that motivation, that desire to continue to get better. But Amanda, from what I'm seeing so far, she's wired differently. She delivered a sensational performance on Saturday in Beijing against one of my favorite tennis players in the game, Coco Gauff. That match ended in less than an hour, and she won that matchup in just 3 sets. So it only happened in 58 minutes. She's ranked number 3, and Coco Gauff is ranked number 2. She won the sets 6-1 and 6-2 against Coco Gauff. Amanda will advance to her first China Open final and second WTA 1000 final of the season. The match will take place today against Linda Noskova, who defeated Jessica Pegula to advance to the final. After Amanda won her match against Coco Gauff, she said that she's feeling strong and she's ready to build on her momentum. So kudos to her for that. Amanda, she's only 24 years old. So I'm very happy for her. I'm very happy for her. And she also becomes the only player to defeat Arena Sabalenka, which was not the US Open, it was a different event, Iga Swiatek, and Gauff this season. In her career, she is 1-1 against Noskova. Noskova is very good. After what I saw, what she did in her match against Jessica Pegula, she got my attention now. And Amanda had this to say about playing at Beijing. I love playing here. The crowd support has been so amazing since the first day that I got here, and I really think that's carried me through the entire tournament. So hopefully everyone can come out and support me again in the final. And that does it for this episode of Sports News Flash at 12. Enjoy all sporting events on this marvelous Sunday. Be safe, everyone. Take care, and may God bless each and every one of you. I'll see you guys next Sunday for a new episode of Sports News Flash at 12.